Well, House Republicans have fought Schiff and the radical Dems throughout. And joining us tonight, one of the GOP leaders and leading that fight. With us tonight, Congressman Mark Meadows, member of the House Oversight Committee, member of the Freedom Caucus, and we should point out in Washington, D.C. at his post, while some of the radical Dems are certainly not. Congressman, great to have you with us. These polls, with the president's approval rising, particularly the independents who are voicing their strong opposition to impeachment, these are significant trajectories for both.
Well, they are. The American people are very smart, Lou, and your viewers tonight, but people across all across America really are going to sit down at their Thanksgiving table this week, and they're going to say, am I better off? Did the president actually fulfill his promises? And do we see this for what it really is, which is a partisan political operation designed to take down the president of the United States? And ultimately, they're seeing that there's no facts to base this. It's interesting. When anyone spoke to the president, they got a very consistent message, which was saying that he didn't want anything, and actually he didn't get anything from Ukraine, and yet we're supposed to impeach a president that's been delivering not only once, twice, but time after time. They've had enough. The American people are smart. They're smart,
and the Republicans are united. I have to say, Congressman, with your leadership and that of, well, certainly Kevin McCarthy and Jim Jordan, the list goes on, Mike Turner. This has been extraordinary to watch you all stand shoulder to shoulder and fight for this president. I think Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi are among those who are just stunned at what has happened because of your unity and your forceful defense of the president.
Well, it's about time is all I can say. So many times, as you know, the GOP has not necessarily been unified in standing behind this president. But let me tell you what we're seeing. And you mentioned some of the key players, and there's a lot of people who have actually done yeoman's work to make sure that the truth gets out. But what we are seeing is a president that's being falsely accused each and every day. But this is not the first time. We saw it on the Russia hoax. We've seen it over and over again. Everything that the president does, the Democrats are going to push back and say, wait just a minute, we can't have this because you know what? We might lose in 2020. Well, I'm here to tell you tonight, not only are they going to lose in 2020, but this president is going to continue to deliver over and over again because that's his promise to the American people, and he's dead serious about doing that.
And there doesn't seem to be any kind of initiative on the part of Pelosi or the Democratic Party on Capitol Hill in either the Senate or the House for the American people. This has been constant drumbeat of impeach, impeach, impeach. For what? It's just astonishing that because of the closed feedback loop, the national left-wing media, the puppets of the Democratic Party, refuse to bring critical judgment to the inanity, the hypocrisy, and the pitiful lack of performance on their part for the American people.
Well, Lou, you're exactly right. Chairman Schiff said, well, he could tell that the Republicans wouldn't be serious about it. Let me tell you who's not serious. Chairman Schiff and his Democrat colleagues continue to get down in a skiff in that bunker down in Capitol. They would ask leading questions. They would take depositions. But they're writing the report tonight. They're actually writing the report on the impeachment of this president. And they haven't even released all the depositions. In fact, they haven't released a couple of depositions that would be to the president's benefit. So who's not serious? I can tell you my Democrat colleagues are not serious.
And you and others have written a letter to Carolyn Mahoney, the head of the House Oversight Committee, demanding demanding an end to this nonsense. Yet the schedule is for it to move on to judiciary and for the farce to go on. What do you think happens next?
Well, obviously, we did send that letter. Ranking Member Jim Jordan and I, and along with all of our Republican colleagues, sent the letter saying, let's get serious about the things that matter most to the American people. Let's talk about how we fight back on opioid addictions and the abuses there. Let's make sure that we do proper oversight to make sure that our roads and bridges and prescription drug prices are both addressed. But here's what I do see happening. They're going to file a report with Judiciary the week after we get back from Thanksgiving. Right. They're going to give it, and the Judiciary Committee, the Democrats are going to go, oh my goodness, we've never seen anything this bad. And they're going to hold a vote, and they're going to try to put forth and change the polls and make sure the American people agree with them. It's not going to happen. You know, this dog isn't hunting. And I can tell you at the same time, what we're going to start to see is more and more evidence come out in support of the president, not against him.
Congressman Mark Meadows, thanks so much for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lou.
Good to see you.